Hello and welcome back to more Let's Play Danganronpa. I am the Max of Few Trades. In the last part, Celeste murdered somebody. We've got 2 dead bodies all up in here, and I know she's responsible for at least one of those minimum. She's crafted a nefarious web of lies and evil. Of this, I am quite certain, and I will bring her to justice. This isn't even up for debate. Either way, in case, I guess you for some reason randomly decided to jump like 20 plus videos in, that's not one of them, but I assume. Toko? Don't tell me, Toko too? I don't see no blood. Relax, she just passed out when she saw the blood. She's really committed to faking that right now, isn't she? Because seriously, the blood, Junko got stabbed, blood everywhere. She didn't pass out. She was in the room. I know she was. Ugh. The blood? Oh, that's right. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood. We've tried everything to get her to wake up, but no luck. Just leave her be for now. Yeah, I mean, that's really all you can do. Plus, her not talking is always a plus. Alright, you can just chill out on the floor. Alright, so, I know it wants me to take a look at this huge, friggin' hammer. My goodness. Another hammer. And now it's Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too? Ah yes, the robots. But why is it Justice Hammer 4? There was never a Justice Hammer 3! Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, allegedly. Then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. Allegedly. But, I mean, the first time he got whacked on the head, I think that was a complete and total ruse. He's trying to play us for fools. But then again, I mean, the next time we saw him, his head was very clearly all over the dang place. So, he's dead now. Oh, boy. Okay. But this time, it was just Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3? Like, I think, if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure, because they were both acting so suspiciously, Hifumi and Celeste, what I believe, I've had a lot of time to think about this, just so you know. I believe at one point, perhaps there was some form of an alliance at some point for some reason. And that's why Hifumi was acting so freakishly suspicious right next to Celeste, who was also acting super suspicious. I believe they might have been in cahoots. But at some point, I think something might have gone wrong, which might have led to Hifumi also getting himself killed. So, that's my current theory. I feel like cahoots were definitely had. Ah, what's the matter? Well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me. Out with it, do you know something? Actually, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Oh yeah, they don't know. Hifumi's dead too. What? Hey! Hifumi's been killed? Yeah. I see. Which is why you came to get us. And we'd better go check it out. Of course, come on. It'll be a good situation here. So, Sakura, Byakuya, and I rush out of the physics lab. Oh, alright. But as soon as we were out of the physics lab, the culprit returns yet again. Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. I swear to God, if you killed Hina. Yeah, I heard. Hifumi is dead, right? Well, that is not all. It is gone. What's gone? It has disappeared. What disappeared? Hifumi's body has disappeared. I said, what are you talking about? It's disappeared. Don't be ridiculous. Unless you unhinged your jaw and ate it like a snake, you shrill harpy demon. Come on. Are you serious? What the heck is happening here? Everyone, back to the nurse's office! She said with commanding authority. I practically leapt down the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I've done that before. It's not smart. I reached the nurse's office completely out of breath. Huh? Well, what do you know? Yeah. Yeah, but Justice Hammer 3 was the one that, yeah, that makes, that's why I'm getting my wires crossed. I'm thinking about too many things all at once. I gotta start, I guess, going down the same path the game wants me to go. And that's pretty definitively dead. Hifumi's body was there just a few minutes earlier. It just disappeared? Hina, okay, at least you're okay. Me and Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were only gone for like a minute. And then when we got back, this must be the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away. They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys did. Boom! Drop the controller! You! How did... You never went into the lab with everybody else. How did you know there was a second death? You have no reason to think that. I was right, this is one big, huge setup. I don't know how you did it, but you killed both of them. That's just weird, but okay. Okay, we just gotta figure out how you done did this.
What
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear.
Why?
First there were 2 murders, and now one of the bodies has been taken? This is unnatural. Yes, because murder in of itself is just so par for the freaking course!
Huh?
So hold on, what do you mean 2 murders?
Hina.
Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
Can't be. Taka too? And he had this cool whole, like, I'm kind of confused. Why'd they go with that whole getting possessed by a ghost thing, turning Super Saiyan thing, if they were just gonna kill him off in the exact same chapter? Can't be, it can't be. Oh, Hina. You poor girl, you are about to crumble like a Ritz cracker.
Hina.
Hina, you gotta calm down. We're all gonna die, all of us. They're gonna kill all of us. Then who might be the next target be, Toko? Huh?
What?
I completely forgot! She's still unconscious in the equipment room!
Well,
You left her at the scene of the crime that you didn't even know was there! We didn't have a choice. She passed out and she refused to wake up, and Lord knows no one's gonna actually touch her and carry her anywhere.
huh?
So she is still unconscious. Wait, so you knew she was still up there and said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect that clings to me wherever I go. We'd be better off without her. I mean, that's an incredibly harsh and evil thing to say, but I'm also not entirely against your line of thinking. I'm not saying, you know, she deserves to be murdered. Then again, I mean, she is half psychopath. One half psychopath, the other half sociopath. Interesting combination.
Bastard!
I mean, yeah, I'm, you know, obviously. I wasn't trying to say that wasn't the case. Calm down, you forgot about her, didn't you? You have no right to blame me. Everybody shut your faces! Right now we need to hurry back.
Huh?
Can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die. Byakuya, if something's happened to Toko, I'll never forgive you. For reasons I'm uncertain of. That's the sound of many sneakers running across a shined floor. We shot out of the nurse's office and bolted up to the stairs, heading back to the 3rd floor because, my goodness, we are seriously getting our cardio done for today. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed, and when we got there... Oh, come off of it! It's gone too! Alright, well, she's not dead, allegedly. Thank God you're okay. But right away, I noticed there was something very different here. Yeah. Someone appears to have dragged the body away. It was gone! Taka's body, which should have been right there, had disappeared! Yet again!
This is...
Wow, you're actually kind of caught off guard. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? No, it's not a hallucination. I know I saw it before, and what I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before.
Huh?
Are you saying Taka's disappeared too?
Stop talking.
Stop saying disappeared. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Obviously, whoever did this has hidden the body, or eaten it. But why would they do that? I couldn't possibly begin to imagine. Oh, and you're very upset about the fact that you don't understand, don't you? Anyway, our costume suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us.
Not possible.
And I don't think you have to worry about that.
Huh?
Eh? Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies?
Well...
Celeste, I guess. Somehow. In some way. When Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the 3rd floor.
It is so.
After that, we split up into 2 groups. So they're like trying to concoct this huge, layered alibi that I'm gonna have to dig through like some sort of deep sun, you know, like a sundae from hell. Just so much ice cream, guys. After that, we split into 2 groups, and now this time you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only ones who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. Oh yeah, where is Kyoko? That is interesting. I do have to wonder how they're playing into this. Hold on a ding-dong gosh darn second. Kyoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. That is not the case. How dare you, sir, with these baseless accusations with your stupid-looking glasses. That's not it at all.
Fine.
Well, anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's alibi.
Let's see.
Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro, which I sincerely doubt. Look, I get that he was starting to buckle under the pressure and what have you, but I sincerely doubt this. I feel like if he actually attempted to kill anybody, it would be much more blatantly obvious. He doesn't seem like the type to be able to, you know, concoct a web of lies, unless he's been playing us for fools this whole time. But I would say that maybe the game is trying to make me think it's Celeste, but she did just unless that was a weird typo or something by the translator or something when they were making this game English and whatnot, but she said those guys. She only had reason to believe one was dead. Which further means there will be no more murders. The regulations are very clear about that. Oh, that's right. There's a rule that you can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
That's right.
As long as that rule is in place, there will not be a 3rd murder. If they were to break the rule... Whoa, hi! Yeah, yep, you certainly do exist. I don't care. Shut up. Indeed.
Let's see.
So, since 2 people have been killed, there's no possibility of any more.
Perhaps.
You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Which means you knew Toko was never in danger. I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her, though. She is definitely a liability.
In other words.
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. The 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an alibi, the only one who could have done it is Hiro. But is he really the killer? I feel as if it were that blatantly obvious, this wouldn't really be a case, now would it? And what about Kyoko? If she's not involved in this case, where did she go?
What?
Makoto, what's the matter? Huh? Ah, shut your face, it's nothing. Whatever, we need to find those bodies, or our little narrative here can't move forward.
So then.
How very meta. Very well, then let us split up and begin searching.
But.
There is no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case. And, you know, unless I feel like it, because I'm clearly evil!
Cause, I mean.
I know that. I mean, I think I do, but you're still nervous. I'll come with you.
Huh?
Okay, thank you. No need to thank me. Then let's get moving. You'll out if you find anything. Yakuka left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try and find the missing 2 bodies. Alright, so where, oh where, could somebody be hiding the bodies? Well, I'm gonna guess it's probably somewhere on the 3rd floor. First place to definitely always end up looking. Would probably be the art room. It's pretty dang gosh darn gigantic. I mean, you're gonna need a huge open room. I mean, maybe just Taka. You could probably hide him in like a cupboard or a locker or something. But Hifumi, he's gonna take up a bit more real estate, you know what I mean? Either way, look around. What have you got? You find anything? Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? I don't know. That is the eternal question.
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Well, then we figure out who done did it, which was Celeste, and then we figure out how she done did it, and then I assume we'll kind of get out of here okay. Anyway, oh, rattle, rattle. Eh? The door must be locked. Why is the door locked? It wasn't locked the first time I went in there. Are you sure? Okay. Odd. I feel like that might play a role in something. Because I went in there once before. It seems like there's a room that we could get into that we can't anymore, and now it is locked. That seems like a pretty good place to be hiding stuff. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. Alright, fine. Looking around. Anything else to say about this hammer? Was she really attacked with this Justice Hammer 1? But what the heck is with this thing? Yeah, what's up with all the Justice Hammers? Why a robot suit? There are many things I do not understand. Alright, I sincerely doubt that it would be inside a classroom, but I guess I don't really have much choice. I gotta cover all bases before I'm willing to go downstairs. Very rarely would I ever agree with Monokuma, but yeah, I am getting pretty tired of all this nonsense. Evil bear man. Hi, Christmas! Makoto!
Come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean...
Indeed.
I found them! Hifumi and Taka's bodies have both been hidden in the repository.
Bye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? Okay, so this is gonna sound pretty bad. What's a repository? Are we talking about the room that was locked? Is that what a repository is? Because that would make sense. But I thought you would just call that like a storage room. Or a shed, or something of that general ilk. Let's see, are the bodies here somewhere? I guess I gotta talk to him directly. I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Is this it? Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned! I guess it's unlocked! What? Okay, well that's suspicious. And Celeste is the one who found them? Well, sheesh! This was easy peasy squeezy to figure out. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... We really, honestly have to go through that whole shindig again? The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time. Wait. A second time?
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time.
Wait, hang on a second.
You may use however you like. The class trial will begin.
Wait! Shut up, Monokuma. My brain is hurting and churning. So, when the first one happened, we saw Hifumi, and they saw Taka. So was that... Okay, well either A, that was one... No, that wouldn't make sense. If it was one announcement for both bodies... Well, first of all, I imagine he would have said bodies were discovered, or maybe he wouldn't. He's pretty evil. It's very possible he would withhold that information. But even if so, why would if that's if it was for both, why is he doing a second announcement? I'm right in thinking that's odd, right? Okay, hi. And so we are here. Without further ado, the Monokuma file. Yeah, okay, great. That's whatever. Just shut up and get out of my face. I don't care. Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting.
No one cares about your stupid, ugly face. Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know.
That's terrible.
Oh dear. This is all just too awful. Ina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this?
Celeste, apparently.
Why? Why?
Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. It was a video game. The fuck? This wasn't... Excusez-moi?
He's alive again?
How in the hell?
Where am I?
Apparently this place is called a repository.
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Wow, even when you're in the middle of dying, you can't stop spewing references to things.
Hifumi, wake up!
You already did!
That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
He is woken up! Hina, come
I
on.
remember everything. Before I met you all.
Huh?
I met you all.
You met us before you met us? I wouldn't be so sure. Huh.
The light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet.
Poetic, but you feel like maybe you could give us a little bit more information before you slip away?
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name.
That would be helpful.
Yasu.
I don't buy it. I don't know why he would lie as he's dying, but that doesn't make any sense. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears cannot restore a person's vitality, and yet they clearly did the first time!
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins? No calcium in your bones? At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to. Look at you leading our investigation into its apparently obvious conclusion. Yep, nope, don't buy it.
So, in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Nope! Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends.
That's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble. And that's why we don't rely on you to solve all of these murder cases.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. Aren't you so confident in yourself? It's gonna begin again. And to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this. To make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it! And do it. I guess I have no choice. First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well.
And there's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Y'all talking about Kyoko?
Perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here? I'd be rude, here to answer your question. What question? You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I, during the first class trial? Ah, lovely. Unnecessary flashback, I remember. Yeah, you're allowed to have an accomplice, but only one. Yeah, I remember. I remember the events!
In other words...
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it. So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Hey!
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. Okay, so there wasn't a... Okay. Well, then this is all pretty clear to me. I just have to figure out how she did it. It's pretty clear that Celeste and Hifumi were working together, at least initially, but then I guess she decided to also kill him? Maybe to tie up loose ends or something? I have no idea why he would go along with it, but that's definitely the case. I mean, it's obviously not freaking Hiro, obviously. Just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate and accomplish gets nothing.
So, in other words...
And we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Well...
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. Okay, so yeah, alright. The game is making it sure. It's Celeste, definitely. The true blackened, so just one person. Whoop, didn't mean to get rid of that.
Well now...
Apparently that button does that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now it's down for the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. And I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where you be, girl?
However...
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. I say this because I'm responsible and I don't want to get caught. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should just consider a certain someone a suspect, just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack.
What?
And suddenly she's here out of nowhere. Okay, great. When did you... I've been looking all over for you. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You SOB!
Why do you have to have a face that says words?
Huh? You've gotta be kidding!
Because you murder people?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Tako's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Oh, he's dead now. Why you gotta bring it there?
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappear again.
So then.
Hina, I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
And that's that. Let's begin. Alright, this whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's gonna be as straightforward as it seems. Well, yeah, obviously. Alright, well, first thing I can't help but notice is the fact that a large number of the hammers that used to be here are gone now. So, someone was making justice hammers. There are hammers of different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets! Could the justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason this one hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Mm-hmm. That's a murder weapon if there ever was one that was one. Alright, so what we need to deduce is how the bodies were moved, and if possible, I'd also kind of like to know why they were moved. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. I suppose that makes sense. Okay. Anything to look at with Hifumi here? Hifumi's big, cold body. My god! Look, I didn't like the guy that much, but could we not? Do we really have to constantly talk about him like that? Bro. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? I guess it's kind of an important thing. Alright, hang on a second. Let me just see something really quick. Report card. Hifumi. Hifumi, wait! I know I looked it up at one point. 342 libs. Gotcha. That would be quite the large amount of weight to push around. Not to mention on top of that, they didn't use a tarp, so there should have been a blood trail, yeah? From the nurse's office where he was discovered on the first floor here to the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. And then Celeste conveniently found them. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Eh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Well, there's significantly less blood all over his head. I've noticed that. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. Yeah, there's like a ton of blood there. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? And why? Huh. Okay. Roll with me on this juncture, eh? Okay, so if I'm going off the theory that Hifumi and Celeste were working together to concoct this whole escapade, and his glasses are clean, the only reason anybody would do that is if they needed to use the glasses, so I'm guessing it was him. So is it possible Hifumi... And then there was the body announcements! Hey-oh, hello! Hello, dots are connecting. We got that second body announcement because when we first saw Hifumi, he wasn't actually dead. We just thought he was because of all the stinking blood. I don't know where he got the blood, though. Where would he have gotten blood to cover himself in? Well, Okay, well, ignoring that part, it would make sense, because then he would have been able to... I mean, because Celeste was with us this whole dang time, for the most part. The only time she wasn't with us is when we split up to look for the dead bodies. Which could mean that Taka's body got moved by Hifumi, who wasn't dead yet. Hey, following me? And then he moved it there, and then Celeste, I guess, decided to off him, which would explain how his body got up here so easily, why there's no blood trail, why his glasses are clean, because he needed them in order to actually see. Okay, and then she left the room and said, "Oh dang guys, I found him." Makes sense. I think so. Yeah. Okay. I think I might be onto something here.